This is what you need to understand about Facebook audiences. Hey, this is Jaime with Echo Real Estate Advisors. Welcome to the channel that provides actionable content to help your business grow. Don't forget to subscribe, as every month I give away one of my Facebook, Google, and YouTube courses away for free as a thank you for being a subscriber. Okay, this is what you need to understand about Facebook audiences. And in reality, that's a subtle way of me saying, this is why you're not getting Facebook leads. This is why you're not getting leads altogether. This is why, if you don't understand this concept, you are struggling. I don't even have to guess. I've seen enough accounts, I've seen enough ad accounts, I've run enough ads at this point that I can pretty much make that decision for you. And if you don't understand this concept, know that you can do a lot better. And it has a lot to do with consumer behavior. So let's dig in. I want to just diagram it out for you because it will make a lot more sense. Now, the first part, the best way that I've been able to explain it is really not new. Here it is. You have your cold audience. You've heard that before, nothing new. And if this is the first time that you've heard it, know that it is a tried and true terminology. It's something that is commonly known. You have a cold audience, then you have a warm audience. Oops. Okay. And then you have a hot audience. So this, as you're going down, your conversion rate is going to increase. Your conversion percentage is going to be better. This is part of that whole know you, like you, trust you, and ultimately they're going to buy from you. So the more people are aware of you, the more social clout or professional clout that you get out in the marketplace, the more familiar people are going to be with you. Chances are the more they're going to like you and ultimately trust you to make that purchase. So oftentimes we're running a Facebook ad and we try to do too much. We try to introduce it to a cold audience and get them through the warm, get them to be a warm audience and then a hot audience with one ad. We think that just because retargeting or running it to the same audience is going to do that trick, but we're falling short. We just are. Know that there is a system to this, and if you can follow this simple formula, your ads are going to convert a lot better. Now, this is theory, right? This is nothing new. You hear this all the time. Whether you've taken a marketing class or you just understand consumer behavior or you watch some other videos, this is not new to you. This is more theory. Should have made more room, but here we are. This is theoretical. Now, does it make sense? Yes. Does it work? Yes. Fantastic. But as you know, in this channel, I like to get practical. I like to provide some actionable steps that you can take. So this is where we're going. The practical, the actionable part is right here. What does this look like with Facebook audiences? Really, I'll really bring it home with this point right here. In the practical sense, when it comes to targeting, when it comes to the ad set, remember, when you run an ad, there's the campaign set, which you're looking for the objective. You tell Facebook what objective you're trying to meet, whether that's a traffic campaign, lead campaign, messenger campaign, or what have you. Then you have the ad set, who you're going to place your ad in front of, who you're going to target. And that's what we're addressing today. And then we have the ad component. Now, the ad component's going to be over here, which we won't dig too much into it, but I think for the sake of the completed model, we're gonna briefly touch that. So let's stay on the ad set, the practical aspect of what does a cold, warm, and hot audience look like in Facebook. So the Facebook audiences. When I say cold audience, I'm talking about when you're targeting interests, when you're targeting behavior, when you're targeting demographics, you are running an ad and then I don't know how to spell behavior, so my apologies. And you're targeting based off of interest. That means the ages. That's demographics. When you're targeting Zillow, when you're targeting Trulia, when you're targeting Homes.com, where you're targeting, let's say, Home Depot, when you're targeting those that have certain interests that you feel will ultimately want to do some sort of real estate transaction with you, whether that's buying or selling. So that's the interest. You are selecting something on Facebook that makes sense that people could be purchasing, but at the end of the day, that's a cold audience. You're introducing it to a cold audience that chances are has never heard of you. Chances are that they have never seen your ads, never seen your face, never seen another type of, like a billboard or anything else like that. So that's more of a cold audience. They don't know anything about you. Now, when you're going to the warm audience, there's a way to do that on Facebook. But yeah, let's do the ad at the end of it. The warm audience is your lookalike audience. Your lookalike audience are those audiences that are similar to the people that you already have. Similar characteristics, although they may not already know you, there are enough characteristics between what you have told Facebook to go and look for similar profiles like mine that I've provided to Facebook. They may not necessarily know you yet, but they are likely to be interested in your message. So while again, the warm audience traditionally is those people that you've interacted with in the past or have seen you in the past, I'd like to, from a Facebook audience sense, I'd like to introduce you to the concept of those that have similar characteristics to people that you have done business with in the past or people that have engaged with your ads in some capacity. So this is really the best way that I've been able to explain the Facebook audiences. And really, with the lookalike audience, again, the big difference is that when you create a lookalike audience, there are enough characteristics that it's not too far of a leap to believe that they can be a warm audience for you, because you've already taken a lot of the algorithm from Facebook and applied it to profiles that are likely to act. Now, what is a hot audience? A hot audience is that audience that's already a customer of you. So when you create a custom audience, whether they were past clients or leads that came in but just ghosted you, they had enough engagement to not only click on your ad but actually give you their information. Sure, they could have ghosted you, right? However, when you create a custom audience, you can retarget them. Those are people that maybe know you, possibly like you, maybe they didn't trust you, maybe they didn't trust you enough to continue going down the sales path, but they are a hot audience because they've shown enough interest in not only the process, whether that's the real estate buying or real estate selling, but they have enough interest to give you their information. Now, whether they ghosted you or not, that's another issue. However, when you start the funnel, when you start that machine, all of these leads that come in, you don't want to let them go to waste. You will put them on your email drip campaign. You will put them on your calling campaign. You will put them on your text campaign. However, how powerful is it going to be when you can take that subset and only market to those people? Only market to those people. How powerful would that be? And how transformative would that be for your budget? Now, let's talk about the ads for a quick second. Again, I don't want to get too into the weeds on the ads, on the ad part. However, I think it's important to cover it. So let's start from the ads up here on the cold audience, those that you're just targeting from an interest and behavior. What I like to do is get some general ads out there, more of an introductory ad, something that reduces the friction of people clicking through. Well, at this point, what I'm looking for is more engagement. I'm looking for those people that are likely have some sort of real estate interest, but maybe they just don't know it yet. So I really like to approach it from very overview, very general, very broad, because I know that down here in the custom audiences, I can retarget those people that have engaged with my ads. I can even do that on the lookalike audience as well. However, that's what I'm after. I'm after those people, just really calling out the cold traffic, calling out those people that are, again, reducing that friction and trying to categorize them into a real estate transaction, or really pulling them into some sort of engagement. So with those ads, I make them general. I know it's a cold ad. I'm not gonna go, hey, you've seen me, you trust me, you know me, and all that. Well, no, because chances are they don't know me. Chances are they have never seen me. So I'm not gonna do a video ad and call that out and play on some sort of trust equity, which I haven't earned yet with them. Now, the lookalike audience, I start getting a bit more specific. I am looking, how do you spell specific? Is that right? I'm trying to get a bit more specific, because again, a lookalike audience is those characteristics of an audience that has been taken from my custom audience and has gone out there and multiplied those general profiles that are more likely to act. Again, I am banking on the Facebook algorithm that is delivering me a highly likely to act audience, that I can be a little bit more specific, that I can be a little bit, I can tilt my hand a little bit more, just tip my hand a little bit more, and have confidence in that they're going to engage. So I get a little bit more specific there. And then down here is what I'm doing is just a trust message. This is when I introduce the whole Facebook ad of like the video image, where I am building on that trust. I'm trying to break that trust barrier, because again, I know they know me, because there's a reason I have their contact information. There's a reason that they're getting retargeted, because they had some engagement. I know they know me. They may not like me, which is fair. Not everybody does. But there's that second part, working on a little bit of, hey, just not necessarily like me, but trying to break that barrier. But most importantly, what I'm trying to do here is break down that trust, break through and provide that sense of, hey, you can trust me. And right here, the reason for it being at this point is where I really tackle the trust and do that with the video and be able to speak to them, is because if they went through my entire funnel, if they went through my entire ad and gave me their contact information, yet they're not picking up any of my calls or opening up any of my emails or returning my text, then there's some sort of hesitancy that I would love for them to come out and let me know what that is. So really, this is when I'm crafting ads, know that I don't set up one ad and then have it do all the heavy lifting. There is a bit of methodology behind all of this, where I am playing into some consumer behavior and I'm playing into some of the audiences, which is the topic of this video, using some of the technology that's available to me that in the past that wasn't available, right? So there's some powerful technology here that you can leverage, and marry that with a bit of theory, as you see over here. Marry that with a little bit of theory, space out your messages appropriately, throw in some consumer behavior there, and you're gonna be amazed at the results that you get.